Hey guys, what's up? This is Boy 16, and today I am doing a bit of a special review on my 1980s to 1990s Yamaha G8 electric golf cart. Now, I got this golf cart for free from where I work, and the story behind that was that whenever we have customers who are buying new golf carts, a lot of the time they have old ones and they trade them in like at a car dealership or something like that, like how you would trade in your old car to get a discount on a new one. That's what they do with the golf carts. And what we do at where I work is we either fix golf carts that we get, or or people trade in. We either fix them or we just scrap them for the parts that we need, and then we get rid of the rest of them. So I don't know why they decided this, but they decided that they did not want to bother fixing this thing, which was the absolute stupidest thing I've ever heard of, because this thing is in great shape. But either way, they brought this thing in. I was like, wow, that's an old golf cart. What are you guys planning on doing with this? And they're like, we're going to scrap it and get rid of it. I was like, would there be any chance I could have it if you're just going to be scrapping it and throwing it away? And they're like, yeah, sure. Just let us take off whatever or let us take off the parts that we need from it, and then you can have the rest of it. And they ended up taking off really basically nothing. The only thing they took off were the original wheels and tires, and then the motor bolts and all that stuff. But they really did not take anything off of this thing, and they were going to trash it. So I got pretty much a complete golf cart for free. So I'll show you. But there was some stuff I needed to do to it and buy for it to get it to work. But I'm going to get this seat off. Hang on. This thing weighs a ton. All right, here we go. There we go. Get that down on the ground here. There we go. Oh man, my one battery moved. Oh. There you go. Move that back into its proper position. Like that. There we go. So, first of all, it did not have batteries in it. Wait, whoops. Turn that back to the regular way. Sorry about the shakiness earlier, but that was because I'm moving the seat. But it did not have batteries in it originally. And normally this cart would use 6 of the 6-volt batteries. But unfortunately, I didn't have 6 of the 6-volt batteries. I had these 3 large 12-volt batteries. And I got these for free from work as well, because what we do is we have a battery cage, or a battery recycling area, that we put all of the batteries from carts that we take out. We put them in there. And the thing is, a lot of the time, customers want new batteries in golf carts that are still have just fine with their batteries, but they want new batteries because it's like, well, we want the newest batteries in them. So we end up replacing batteries and throwing away batteries, or not throwing away, but recycling them, that are perfectly good. And that's the story with these. These are perfectly good. They just didn't pass the discharge test by like a couple minutes. So they still have a lot of life left in them, even though they're just a little bit weaker than brand new batteries. So I got these for free, installed these in here. Had to use a couple of planks of wood because of the way that the thing was set up. It wouldn't accept regular, how would you say, regular mounting of these batteries. This was not intended to have these mounted like this. So I went ahead and put these in. And another problem is it had a controller, and surprisingly, it was a digital controller. So it had a pulse width modulation instead of just being a sweeper with a couple of resistors in the back like you would normally see with golf carts of this age. It had a fully digital controller, which was absolutely amazing to see that it had that. But it was, unfortunately, that controller was just ruined. It was like, I don't know if it was in water or something like that, or if this was a flood cart or something like that, but it had rust in it, and the transistors and MOSFETs were all rusted and destroyed, so it would not work, unfortunately. But Anyway, so I got a EasyGo TXT controller for $150, something like that. That's about how much I paid in total to get the whole thing, because I paid $100 for all the mounting hardware, for like the wires and all the stuff like that, and then I got the controller pretty much for $50 from a friend of mine for trading him some other stuff. But I got the controller put in there, and the thing I love about EasyGo TXT controllers is they are so basic. It is literally just power coming in from the batteries, power going out to your motor through a solenoid, and then your throttle or your TPS wiring going up to your throttle. So it is literally the most basic controller there is for an electric golf cart, besides the sweeping paddle or whatever, or the resistor bank for older golf carts. But I pretty much had to custom make this, or custom fit it in here, or get it to work, because it did not have, surprisingly, this is a the way this cart, all right, sorry about how I'm getting all confused, but this cart surprisingly has a modern TPS in it, which is like it's like a variable resistor, in the way that it has some variable resistance in it, and works like just like a variable resistor track, or whatever you want to call them. But the EasyGos, or the EasyGo TXT controllers, or the Curtis controllers, or whatever you want to call these, they have an induction loop, and then they have a metal rod that goes through, and it creates resistance in that induction field, and that's what signals your TPS, or your throttle position. So I wired it up with this, and surprisingly it does work with this, but it doesn't have a full 0% position. But it did have a switch underneath for the original controller, where it would be an on-off, like a safety switch, pretty much an on-off switch, where if you don't have the pedal on, it's not sending any signal from the throttle position sensor to the controller. It's just, the circuit's cut pretty much whenever you're not pushing on it. But I pretty much wired that switch in with the throttle position sensor, and then that allows it to go, but without having to take off on you when you turn it on, because it'll go, I think, like maybe 1 or 2 miles an hour if you didn't have that on, or if you just left that on or didn't have that. It would go 1 or 2 miles an hour as soon as you turn on the key. But from 1 to 2 miles an hour, you have full proportional throttle. So I mean, you barely notice that it's not fully 100% proportional when you're driving it. There's just a little bit of a clunk in the back, because you have the gear lash, because this is a 1980s golf cart. The differential in there, and the transaxle, does have a bit of slop in its gears, but it is not in that bad a shape, if you ask me. The whole cart in general is in really good shape. So let's do a walk around. The reason I have these holes here on either side is because there was a huge crack going up the body, and the problem was, is whenever it would vibrate, it would have eventually spread it all the way up and have destroyed that part. So I cut that out, so that way it wouldn't do that anymore. I just did it on the other side just to match it up, so that way it didn't look like it was completely a hideous looking ugly cart with a hole in it. Because this is what the problem was, it had these cracks like this, and these ones I filled in with, or attempted to fill in with a Bondic to fix the cracks and all that stuff. But eventually what I'm going to try to do is see if I can find another front body panel and replace it entirely. But the rear body panel is in excellent condition. So after that, and this thing is pretty much a complete golf cart. And if you look at this, this is a real steel bumper. You don't even see this on most cars anymore. Like, this is a real steel bumper that you can hook up a hitch to this and pull stuff with this thing if you wanted to. And it used to have a metal bumper in the front, I would imagine, but it either rusted off or broke off, so the people who owned it just put attached this piece of wood here. But I haven't had any issues with that. That's actually, I thought originally that was the original bumper because it looked so good on there. But here's the inside of it. dashboard. It's very, to me, it's a very reminiscent of a city car. If anyone knows of what a city car is and what those looked like, this thing is very reminiscent of one of those to me. Like, it looks like one of those, in my opinion. Put the seat back in its spot here. And the seat, I think, is an original seat. It is vinyl. It's not leather, but it's a very tough vinyl. Like, this is our seats at work. Any seat, and they're only like maybe 5 or 6 years old, and a lot of them, they get dry and they crack and they're brittle as crap. This thing, the seats look almost brand new, at least the backrests do. But this one, there's been some acid or something like that on here, and it's kind of ruined it or made it look less appealing. But like I said before, with the way it looks like a city car, is a city car has this faux wood stuff in here, and it makes it look really, it makes it look a little bit classy. But that's what city car kind of has. It has this kind of boxy dashboard looking thing here. And if I wanted to, I could put a power amp gauge for my charging on here. I could put battery level gauge and all that stuff in here, because this is a very nice little dashboard. It's kind of like meant to be upgraded and have stuff put in it. But it has large glove boxes or storage things. I have a lot of crap in there that I need to get rid of, but I'll go ahead and give you guys a bit of a driving review. So this is me giving it like the initial. This is it going as slow as it can go. Like I said, it goes 1 or 2 miles an hour, but when I punch it, it goes. Sorry about the noise. Our road is really crappy. So it goes probably about 13 miles an hour. So it's not a very slow golf cart for this age. It's a 36-volt golf cart, not a 48, which is what most golf carts are of today. Most of them are 48 volts. But one thing that's really nice about this is it has all round suspension, and it has a in the back it has, I don't know what you'd really call it. It's not really, it's almost like a live axle, except you get up and down and left and right swaying motion as well as tilting motion. So it's like almost like a hip joint pretty much with the way it works back there. But, and yes, I know my steering wheel is all kinds of off-centered, but I just need to adjust it. But I mean, this thing has really good suspension for how old it is. You're gonna see some potholes that we have over here because our road is crap. You're gonna see these potholes, and then I'm gonna go through two of them, and you'll see that this thing really doesn't get upset by it too much. Like that pothole on my electric scooters. Dang, I just dropped my phone charger. That pothole on my electric scooters, it'll launch you. It'll launch you. And on our other golf cart, which is that Easy Go over there, that thing will throw everything out of the back every time you go over it. Every time you go over a bump like that. So this thing has really good suspension. And the only reason it's rattling so much is because the lights are loose because of the fact that I had to cut out those panels, so there's nothing really holding the lights in as well. But it just has the lights. Just get my stupid portable power bank because my phone battery does not hold the charge anymore. So, but in the rear it has some larger, grippier tires than what it did before. I mean, before it had the regular turf tires, like what's in the front. It had these tires, and it would just spin out and slip every time you went through any kind of mud or water. But I went ahead and got these tires from work for 10 bucks a piece, which was really good. And these are little tires. They're very little. So they worked really well for grip, and I was able to go through some serious mud with them. But the problem was they were so skinny that they would dig in, and you'd get kind of caught you'd still get out, but you get kind of stuck in there because they were so skinny. But I got the regular size golf tires, but with knobby treads, so it's able to handle it a lot better now. But anyways, I wanted to show you guys this golf cart because this thing is old. It's over 20 years old, and it is still in excellent working condition. The frame's not all rusted out. The electronics, or the motor, still works, and it's a General Electric 3 horsepower motor back there. The steering is amazing. The alignment's amazing. And what I'm trying to get you guys to go home with this is that something this old, people normally think it's crap. But stuff like this was built to be serviced, built to be fixed, and built for longevity. There's a reason that there are so many people who buy classic cars from like the 1980s and earlier and stuff like that. It's because they were built to last, which is exactly what this is. The newer Yamahas, they have so many problems. They are so hard to work on because they're so poorly designed. This thing was easy to service, and the part that broke on it is underneath here. Not sure if you can see it. Up there, you can kind of see it sticking down, that bolt. That's the pivot point for the live axle, or the swing arm suspension in the rear. That had broken because of a rubber, there's a rubber spacer in there, and the bolts, or the attachment bolts, were kind of sealed inside that rubber, and they had just broken free. And that was the original thing, and that was the only problem with it. And it was only the top one that broke off. So, I mean, these things were so well built. And the ones of today, they have so many problems. They have so many recalls. They break down all the time. This thing, literally, that was the only mechanical issue I had with it. Was that pivot point breaking. And that could have happened years ago. Started happening years ago. And it just eventually just broke completely. And I had to fix it. But, I mean, it works great now. So I'm just, I just wanted to just share this with you guys, because this is a piece of history right here, when golf carts and vehicles were built well. Today's stuff, no, you can forget about it. Like some of the vehicles, like the higher end vehicles, they are built nice, but modern day stuff most of the time is just crap. They're mostly throwaway parts, or throwaway cars and vehicles and all that stuff. But anyway, I just want to show you guys this thing because this is an amazing golf cart, and I absolutely love having it, and I absolutely love the fact I got it for pretty much for free. I mean, 150 bucks for parts is nothing for a golf cart. New ones go for like 10 grand. So anyways, I wanted to share this with you guys. Please don't forget to comment, like, and subscribe, and I will see you guys later. Stay cool, YouTube. Bye.